Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today I'll be sharing with you my OP reaction video. I'll just do a quick explanation. So for those of you who don't know, an OP is the score that a Queensland Year 12 student will get at the end of their senior year that determines which university course they get into. It ranges from 1 being the best to 25 being the lowest, which is kind of weird, but that's just how it works. So the lower the number you get, the better, if that makes sense. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to be able to look back on it in the future, and also because when I wanted to look up these types of videos, I could not find any. I don't know if these videos do exist and I just couldn't find them, but I do know that I definitely wanted to see videos like this when I was in year 12 and I couldn't find any, so I decided to make one. I would also like to make a disclaimer. I totally understand that your OP score or your year 12 result or whatever does not determine your life, does not define you or anything like that. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not that important because all it is university entry, and there are so many bridging courses and things you can do that can get you into where you want to be as long as you work hard. But year 12 students or senior students work really hard, and it's kind of exciting when we get this result at the end of the year, you know, like it's the big deal. So it might not be that important to you, but this was important to me. I also don't want to seem like I'm bragging or anything like that. I didn't make this video to be like, look how great I am or look at my score, blah blah blah. I made it because you guys asked me to, and because I think it will benefit people and I want to look back on it in the future. And also one last thing before I actually get into it, I'm really sorry that this introduction is so long, but there are so many things I have to touch on, otherwise I'm going to get so much backlash on this video. But the OP system is really weird and it's really complicated. So I'm going to tell you guys the marks that I got and how I did in my classes and the OP that I got, obviously, but that does not mean that if you get those marks you will get the same OP as me. There are so many factors that go into get your OP. It's a really complicated system, so please don't try and predict your own OP from my marks because it will probably be wrong. So now into the actual what I got and the marks and things like that. For my QCS result, which is the Queensland Core Skills Test, which is 4 tests that you do over 2 days to get a result that factors into your OP, I got a B, which is like, okay. I didn't do amazing obviously, but I didn't do terribly. So now I'm going to tell you which marks I got in each class. I'm not going to tell you whether I got an A or a B or a C or anything like that, because with the OP system it does not matter what your mark is. What does matter is your position in the cohort. So whether you were first in the cohort or last in the cohort or somewhere in between, that is what matters. Obviously your mark determines your rank, but they don't look at your marks, they look at your rank. So I was first in the cohort in visual art, I was second in the cohort for graphics, I was 4th in my cohort for modern history, I was 5th in my cohort for English, I was 6th in the cohort for biology, and I was 7th in my cohort for maths A. I did start off grade 11 doing maths B, but then I found out that I didn't need it for my university course and I hated doing it, so I decided to change to maths A, which is like the standard maths, and I ended up coming 7th in the cohort, so I'm pretty glad I changed. So that is how I finished grade 12. I was really happy with my marks and how I did in each class. So QCAA told us that the OP scores come out at 9 AM on the 17th of December. Even though they tell you that it's 9 AM, every year for at least the past 3 years, it has come out at 12 AM. So a lot of people stay up until 12 AM so they can find out their mark, which is what I did. So that night was a really anxious night. We were all kind of stressing out and like worrying. So I went out with some friends and we just went to hang out to kill time. The problem was I killed too much time, and by the time I got home it was about 12:15, and so I missed like the minute that I could log on. I could have checked on my phone while I was out with my friends at 12 AM, but I wanted to film my reaction for you guys. So when I got home I tried to log on, and this is what happened. Well, I was going to film my live reaction to my OP, but the system crashed, so that's just great. Are you kidding me? So every year this happens, the system always crashes because there's too many people on at the same time, and I don't know why they don't fix it, but that is what happened. So I tried refreshing the page for about an hour and I decided that it just was not going to work, and I had work at 8 AM the next morning, so I decided I would just go to bed. So I went to bed and my body clock woke me up at 4:30. I checked the time and I was like, hey, there won't be that many people online at this time because most people will be sleeping. So I got up at 4:30 and went to check my my result. So when you watch my reaction, please keep in mind that it was 4:30 a.m. I had just woken up and I was still half asleep. My family was all still asleep, so I did not want to wake anyone else up. And also, I assumed that when I logged in with my number and stuff and it came up with the OP, I thought that I'd have to click on another box to find out my OP, because that's what I had to do for my QCS result, I think, which came out about a month ago. I thought I would have to log in, go to another tab, and it would tell me my OP. But what actually happened was when I logged in, your OP comes straight up as like the home screen, and it is just staring you right in the face. So here is my reaction. So it's like 4:30 in the morning now, and I'm gonna try and log in again. I just woke up, but I will not be able to get back to sleep unless I check, so let's have a look. I could not be happier. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is what I need to get into my course. So I don't even know if I even mentioned what OP I got, but I got an OP 4, which I am so happy about. You can check on university websites to find out which OP you need to get into a certain course, which they based from the previous year, I think. So the OP that I am estimated to need to get into the course I want is a 6, but when I went to the open day, they said it's better to get a 5 because they only usually take the top part of the 6s. So I worked really hard to try and get a 5, and I ended up getting a 4, which I am ecstatic about. I have converted my OP to an Atar, so I can tell you guys what it is, so you guys can kind of get an idea about what it would be in your state. And it says here that an OP4 would equal about a 94 or a 95. That is what this little table tells me online. I don't know how accurate that is. I really do hope that I get into the course that I want to do. For those of you who don't know, I'm trying to get into psychology. The offers don't come out till I think January, so I have to wait another month to find out if I got into that course or not. If I don't get into that course, I will just go into a Bachelor of Arts, and then I will major in psychology, get my GPA up, and then transfer. That's my plan right now. It could change, I'm not too sure. So before I finish this video, I just wanted to say that if you don't get the OP you're after, it's not the end of the world. There are so many bridging courses you can do to get into the course that you want, and if you're passionate about it and you work hard, I'm sure you can do it. I know it definitely can be a disappointment when you don't get the OP that you want, so I hope that all of you are feeling okay, and I hope that all of you who are in grade 12 in any state are relieved. I hope you're happy. I hope that you understand that it's not the end of the world, and I love you all so much, and I'm sending out my hugs to you all, and congratulations on finishing. Overall, I'm just really happy with how this year turned out. I could not have survived this year without you guys either, and I'm so thankful that I have you all. Thank you so much for being a part of my life this year, especially because I've done so much vlogging this year, and it feels like you guys have come along the journey with me, and I am so grateful to have you. But I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. Goodbye.